And from the Massillon Live News Desk, we're on the phone today with Alex from the Massillon Museum. Alex, welcome to the show, and I would imagine that you're getting ready for some changes, my friend.
We are. Thanks for having me, Jay. We are incredibly busy here at the Massillon Museum, prepping for opening day.
Wow, and when is that?
Friday, June 26th. We open to the public with our normal hours, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Now, can you tell me a little bit about some of the changes, because I'm sure you had to go through all kinds of different protocols as far as the COVID is concerned, and those changes that are going to help the families that visit the museum?
Absolutely. Well, first I want to share that all of the information that you would need to download and know before you visit is available on our website, www.massillonmuseum.org/COVID-19. And also is available on other parts of our website. But admission to the museum continues to be free.
Good.
Masks are strongly encouraged, but not required, as we're aligning our recommendations with that of Governor DeWine.
Okay.
And we've limited the occupancy in certain spaces. We have reminders posted throughout about social distancing. We have a barrier, acrylic barrier at the front desk, but it's very unobtrusive.
Good.
And we're still very, promoting an atmosphere that's very approachable and welcoming. And we have temporarily suspended our volunteer program for their safety and well-being. So visitors will always find during this pandemic period, from our reopening until a later date, when it's more safe, a staff member of the museum greeting them and explaining to them what they can expect to see, reminding them of social distancing and so forth.
So as we move forward, and one of the things that I wanted to ask you about was, for example, this past week on Massillon Magazine, we had A.J. Albersetti, who did a presentation for the brown bag. Are you going to be able to bring the public back into the brown bags, or is that going to be a while?
I think it'll be a while. At this time, we're continuing with the virtual platforms that MCTV graciously made available to us for screening those, and it's also available via all our social media platforms. It's just, we're not at a place where we feel that assembling people is responsible. And with so many other people being hesitant about whether or not they want to come out and convene anywhere, we wanted them not to be forced to make the decision between their health and wellness and actively participating in the museum. So we'll continue to make those hallmark programs available across our social media platforms.
Okay.
That goes for our 26th annual Island Party as well. That will be presented in a virtual platform that will celebrate over the course of several days. And
well, let me interject there.
This by ear.
Yeah, let me that's a biggie. So when you're talking about a virtual island party, can you kind of spell that out a little bit, how that's going to work?
Sure. I know it seems counterintuitive to the spirit of the Island Party, but what we've done is created some promotional programs that will be launched on our social media the week of what would have been the in-person Island Party.
Okay. So
that week of July 17th. So July 14th, 15th, and 16th, we'll launch some fun virtual activities that can encourage people of all ages to engage in some island-themed crafts and, sort of maker activities. We'll have another program that's devoted to how to transform your patio or your lawn or your porch into an island oasis to kind of prep for celebrating the Island Party with us in its new format. And then we'll have another segment that teaches you how to make the perfect margarita. Also to prep for the virtual party. And then that will all culminate in a watch party that will still have Carlos Jones and the Plus Band performing and some other fun elements peppered in.
Where are you going to set them up at, could I ask?
Sure. They'll be in Gessner Hall.
Okay.
And we'd explored a lot of other options. You know, we'd run the risk if it were to be outside of people congregating.
Right.
And it turning into an event by default, which we wanted to be really careful about. And so in everyone's best interest, and also with so much uncertainty about performing and the transmission of this virus, you know, when people are singing and standing around together for long periods of time, we have created a really safe environment inside Gessner Hall. MCTV and Bill Dewald and our staff are working on the production of that. But we're going to set the stage for it to have an island vibe as best as possible. Then we're encouraging people to take a lot of the little promotional programs and fun activities that we've set up for them to prepare to have a watch party. So they can gather a few people, in a safe environment in the comfort of their homes or on their patios and tune in to, our social media platforms and enjoying it as though it were a live event.
So
hoping to convey that spirit.
Okay, so basically we can enjoy this and participate with this and just kind of stay with your social media outlets and follow our way through this in order to, kind of tap into all the fun.
Absolutely. Facebook Live, and I believe we'll probably stream it through YouTube, but definitely check our Facebook page.
Okay.
And we will air it on Friday, July 17th at 7 p.m. It'll be a 90-minute program. You'll get 75 solid minutes of Carlos, which is obviously a huge impetus for people coming to the island party.
Sure.
He will have been performing for us for 25 years. Like I said, this is our 26th annual island party, but the first virtual version of the party.
And hopefully the only one, my friend.
Hopefully the only one. I agree. But, time
You
will
have to be
tell.
safe. Yeah, you have to be
It's not
safe.
going to hold us back from encouraging people to celebrate with us, just in a new, re-envisioned way.
Right.
And, hey, people won't have to drive anywhere.
True.
They can enjoy as many island beverages and Red Stripes as they want.
Yeah.
And just stay at home and go to bed after.
Yeah. Don't have far to go, just to flop over and hit the pillow. My goodness.
Right. Exactly.
So do you have any other special, as you get into the slow opening here in late June, do you have any other special exhibits or things coming up to kind of wet our whistles with?
Absolutely. The interior exhibition spaces within the museum will look completely different from what people remember if the last time they visited us was in March. Many people never had a chance to see. I think we just had a handful of people on the day that was to be the dedication of the museum and the unveiling of our new permanent collection galleries. That was supposed to have been on March 14th. We just had a handful of people in that day, and then we closed to observe the shelter-in-place order effective March 15th. So we have our new permanent collection galleries for people to see. We have a brand new exhibit in the Altman Health Foundation Gallery, Cut Up, Cut Out. It's all manipulated, cut, pierced paper and other materials, metal and wood, intricately carved into and arranged and assembled in really impressive ways that aren't typically conceived when you think of paper.
Sure.
And we had some generous sponsorship by Greif Paper Mill in Massillon to help make that happen, and that will be on view till August 23rd, and essentially it debuts when we open on June 26th. And the Studio M exhibit is brand new, an exhibit that is a little more heavy. It addresses the last 36 days he spent with his father as he was journeying through his last days of life. It is heavier, but it is something that, unfortunately, a lot of us are reminded of right now with the current pandemic, but that almost everyone has to address at some point in time, dealing with aging parents. So it's a heftier topic, but it relates to our Big Read programming. And our Big Read was delayed, but it will launch with our book distribution in partnership with the Massillon Public Library on July 11th.
Oh, okay.
People can still participate in the Big Read.
Wow. So you have just a myriad of things that are continuing to go on. Again, the website and any pertinent information to keep the community in touch with you?
MassillonMuseum.org and /COVID-19. That's the page where you can get all the latest information, program updates, tips to review before you visit the museum,
Okay.
and so forth.
So, and the social media pages are what?
At MassMu on Instagram, at MassMu on Twitter, and Massillon Museum on Facebook. We also have a YouTube page, and as you noted, we have no shortage of activities,
Right.
in spite of everything going on. They're just reimagined and are continuing to evolve and will be fluid, as we navigate this interesting time in all our lives.
Boy, it is. And some of the old school folks that just maybe want to pick up the telephone and call you, is there somebody there to answer the phone?
Always. Please do. During our hours of operation.
Sure.
330-833-4061. It will lead you to the staff directory. My extension's 111. If I'm not here, it goes to my email so that we are working off-site a few days because we're staggering schedules. You can still reach me. So we would encourage people to call. We've loved talking to our members and supporters and people we've really missed these past 3 months. So we'd encourage anyone to call, ask questions about what's different at the museum. We're happy to answer anything. We're here to serve the community. So
and I was going to say,
don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, anything in closing as far as embracing the community?
Well, just that we continue to be so grateful for the taxpayers for their support, our members, and we've been very fortunate to have received funding to help us through this difficult time that was available to businesses and museums. So we've been able to keep our staff intact, which is a blessing, and we've been able to stay connected through virtual resources and through the telephone, the good old-fashioned telephone, to people like you.
Yeah.
Jay, our strong partners and advocates. So I just want to express our gratitude to the community for having supported us 87 years, but also through this really difficult time. And again, we're here for you in so much of the same capacities that you remember and you've come to expect. There's some different protocols, but please don't hesitate to reach out.
And again, we're going to continue to support whatever you're doing. We're going to always have your back, my friend. And by all means, you and the family and the whole team down there, stay safe.
Thank you, Jay. Same to you. I wish all the same for you. Thanks for everything you do.
Take care, my friend.
You too.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Bye.